get into
Hey guys, this is probably the most random video that we've ever made, but we had to come and sit in this bath because this is actually a bathtub that I'm standing in. Hey, let's not drop the phone on ourselves. We're here and this, look at the view. Whoops, don't knock the drink over. Out there, I don't know if you can see, that's the ocean. We're in Surfers Paradise and at Larissa Williams' Business Warrior Retreat, and these are all the lovely business owner ladies that are here, and there's the mirror. Shut up. You spiked my drink, Cassie.
Travis, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
But we were all sitting downstairs just talking about this bathtub and live videos, and we're like, let's all go and sit in the bathtub and do a live video. So I'm just going to put the tripod here, and we're going to do a random little talk show type thing. Who's got a topic or a question? Oh, I can't see Cassie. Hang on. That we can talk about while we're in the bath together.
Put the damn plug in it. You haven't done this course yet? It's a good time.
Who wants to put the tap on?
Oh, no, that's the tap there.
Oh, that's Laura.
Nobody
All right, what should we talk about? Someone pick a question out of a hat.
Why it's important to take time out
Okay.
from business to get away to maybe, what are you doing for yourself at the moment? You asked this question to the team this week.
I did, actually. I posted in
What are you
my...
doing to nurture yourself?
I have a Facebook group specifically for my team members, for my employees, and hey Kala, hey Alicia, and she's cracking up laughing at us.
I know, right? Jesus.
I asked my team members in the group, like, what are you doing to look after yourself right now? Because I know that, you know, your business or your life is only going to be as good as the effort and the love that you put in for yourself. And I know if I want my business to go well, then I need to make sure that my team members are looking after themselves as well as just me looking after myself. For one of them in particular, I haven't really mentioned this yet because I just did it privately, but one girl was struggling with giving herself time, so I literally went and booked her a massage in her local town and paid for it and said, this is what you're doing next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, because she doesn't give herself time out. So that was Josie.
Yeah, she deserves it.
She does deserve it. She's a good worker, and it's important to reward people when you notice them doing well as well. Anyway, but
so we're going to take a bath.
Yeah,
to
Cassie needs to say something. You've been talking it up a storm, and now you're all quiet. What's going on?
Because my conversations aren't appropriate for
No,
Facebook.
they are. They are. Tell us about your hang on, I can't even see you. Let me tilt it up a bit. Tell us about your group that you just launched.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll do that. And, so I actually just launched
That's better.
my Facebook group called Badass Boss. So I'm actually in Chris's Alpha program, so that's where I am at. That's my next step in business is creating my own version of the epicness that Carissa has created for herself. So I'm totes gonna be famous like Carissa.
Sitting around drinking, no, it's not scotch. No, rum in a giant bathtub in the penthouse. Inspiring or much.
But I actually just said to the ladies that I was really grateful, and I had been putting off launching this program and this business for quite some time. I've had a lot of sort of things happen in my life recently. We'll just put it out there so everyone knows. Makes sense where I'm going with this story is my husband actually passed away a couple of years ago, and so my husband was obviously like my biggest supporter and encourager and my guy that brought me down to earth, but then also pushed me further. So what I had said to the ladies recently, or just downstairs actually, was I was really grateful that I was able to launch this program in this space, because for me, I have been sabotaging myself a lot and making excuses and putting off why I couldn't do this program or why I couldn't release it and launch it and things like that. And that was because I had this fear of success, because what happens when I become successful? What happens when my businesses reach their peak? And for me, the fear around that was, when I get to the next step in my businesses and they're, you know, as successful as they can be, I don't have my husband to share them with. So I'd put off the launch of Badass Boss for quite some time now, because when I launched it, I wasn't going to have that person to be like, oh babe, you did a great job, you know, you're doing so well. So I had made the decision that this weekend, no matter what, before I went home, I was launching it. And
High five.
Done.
Yeah, it's done. So
She's done it. And everyone
It's-
should go
it's
and
done.
join, what is the group called?
Badass Boss with
Badass
Cassandra Barry.
Boss.
So
Badass
Yeah.
Boss.
so it's done now, and I did it in a supportive environment. I've done it in a bathtub. I literally actually did the live launch from this exact
Sitting in the
exact bathtub.
Bathtub.
But I did it in a supportive environment, and I only made the decision to come to this retreat a couple of weeks ago, really.
You actually had another event on.
I did. I had
You
another
weren't gonna
event.
be here, and I knew you needed to be here. And I
Yeah.
was a little bit bummed, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that up to the universe. But the universe, Cassie needs to be here.
And it did, because you know what? That whole event actually got cancelled completely.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
power I have.
Yeah, so, and that's the thing, like, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and taking the time out, like Larissa
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, is so, so important, because your business isn't going to run and it isn't going to be successful. You're not going to be the best boss or team leader or whoever you are if you're not the best person.
Yeah. Taking time out to breathe, I think.
Wow.
Tell us
True.
about the breathing thing. I wasn't here
This-
yesterday, but
exactly.
they had an amazing breathing session, and
So-
I don't even know how it
It
works.
sounds so bizarre because, hello, we all breathe. But I think what we really...
And drink.
Yes.
No, that's
But
just Kathy.
what we actually discovered with all of us yesterday is we actually not breathing properly. And so this session took us through a series of breathing techniques to actually nurture and heal our bodies and release the toxins. You're breathing now.
You're just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Let's all take a deep breath.
And literally, beautiful, I feel better already. Because let's all face it, we're extremely busy, and you know, as women, we have extraordinary lives. We've got so much on our plate. We're more than just entrepreneurs and business owners. We're
Like
partners,
Angelina
mothers.
said, women run the world.
We do. Hello.
Around the world. Woo, yes.
And it just took us through into a place that we could actually nurture ourselves, and all of us had a massive breakthrough moment, and you can't put it into words. You actually just have to be at one of these sessions to actually find the benefits of breathing. But yeah, highly recommend it. It was absolutely amazing.
It's the only one thing we can't live without.
Just breathing properly and consciously. But yeah, I realise I'm really shallow breathing.
Budgie breather.
Yeah, a budgie breather, that's what you call it. Budgie. Yeah, me and budgies. Budgie under the carpet, budgie breathing.
What was that you said? You can't hide something.
What was we hiding?
You can't
What was
You
that
can't
hiding
hide
moment?
something.
I think it was just hiding, like your ability and the things that you need to do and what needs to be done.
It's like trying to
It's
hide
like
a budgie.
trying to hide a budgie under a piece of carpet.
a dead budgie
Dead
under
budgie.
the carpet.
Like in that movie Dumb and Dumber, I guess. But, I'm not sure I got it from. Yeah, stolen. But yeah, no, it's been an absolutely amazing weekend. We had Carissa speaking with everybody this morning, and we've all got so much to take away from it. We're literally best friends in the bathtub. We've just made so many connections, and we go beyond this. It's really amazing, and the power of getting together with a group of like-minded people and empowering your own life with positivity and amazing people around you to encourage and nurture you is also important when you nurture yourself. So
It's so true.
I think it's a good old saying, monkey see, monkey do. If you surround yourself, with monkeys, you're going to act like a monkey.
That's right.
So if you surround yourself with...
I see this happening. I'm so conscious of watching people's sheep behaviour. This morning I was sitting I was driving here, and there was a traffic light saying, you have to stop here while cars come the other way because they had to block off a lane. And I got right to the end of this long line, and I was kind of just thinking, I don't know how long they've been sitting here, but it seemed like a while. And as soon as I kind of stopped, someone went out of the line and went to the front of the queue and just drove in anyway, even though the red light was stopped. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, like what an impatient dickhead. Like there could be someone coming the other way. And then someone else followed them, and then someone else followed them, and then someone else stopped, and so everyone else stopped behind that person. And then you've got this choice of like, who do I want to follow? Do I want to be the rebel that goes, or do I want to be the good person that stays behind the line? But I just watched how, like, no one would have gone unless that one person went, and then the light eventually did turn green, and we all went, and it was like the shortest little bit that you could have just gone through anyway. Like, it was stupid, but it was just my observing of human behaviour, and it's true. Like, you will follow people, like whoever you surround yourself with. You kind of have a choice as to which you're going to go with. And one of my mentors recently had a really good saying that was like, you have to choose your mentors wisely, because you will actually become like them, not just in a business sense but also in a personal life sense. Like you will take on their family habits or their health habits or their drinking habits and food habits and things, like unconsciously without really noticing it. So you have to be, if you're going to follow someone as a coach or a mentor or just even online, like just make sure that you're really happy with how that person lives their whole life, not just how they run their business, because you pick up on that. So, if you follow Gary Vee a lot, you might get sucked into hustle 24/7. Yeah. Whereas if you follow someone else who's a bit more laid back, then you're going to, become like that. So choose wisely.
If you want to follow us, you're going to end up in a bathtub.
Yes.
It was my idea. Drinking alcohol out of water bottles. So you don't feel like such an alcoholic.
No. That's right. It's just
water. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything valuable to share? Or just funny or random? Or
just funny stuff.
We don't have to do like a proper live stream where it's all educational. We can just be like talking shit in a bathtub.
I hope not. I'm sitting in it.
It's better than floating there. Anyone's sitting in it.
I just want to actually turn it on right
No. My mobile's up there. I'll get you to do my hair afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I'll dry you off. It's alright.
Here we go. Getting up.
Too low.
So old. No, I did boot camp yesterday, and my legs are actually 2 workouts in a row. And the first one was what was the first one called? Death by boxing, and then the second one was called arms are overrated.
Excellent. That's why we've got the selfie stick so that she can't even hold it.
Yeah, I feel. But my legs are sore.
I'll just have to get her a straw to drink to help.
No, I think the biggest thing and the most important thing that like a lot of us have taken from this weekend is connect yourself with people. Surround yourself with those people that rise you up rather than drag you down. But also take the time out for yourself. It's really, really important to just stop
and have a bath.
And have a bath.
That's why we're in the bath
Soak that shit up,
we need to self-love, so we're all like, let's go live stream in the bath together.
Yeah, definitely.
For real.
I'm stuck on Dumb and Dumber.
You're still on the budgie comment. No, you know what, Pam? Something I really took from you this weekend that I loved, and it's something that I say to a lot of people a lot. It's like when you're in the environment of, say, somebody's doing something that you don't agree with, and you're starting to get kind of like trapped and absorb their shitty energy. I think you said it like yesterday when you were concerned about like your daughter hanging around with like kind of crappy people, and like what you sort of said, you was just like, not your monkey.
Not your
circus.
I get you all in.
And I've actually just been thinking about how your family generally has its own language. Do you know what I mean? Like little sayings like that. I was just thinking that my dad had all these sayings when I was growing up, and I still use them. And one of his favourite ones is, if you lay down with dogs, you get fleas.
Yes!
And that's kind of what
Same thing.
I want to surround myself with good people and people that want to go
I
in the
still
same
have fleas.
direction as me. mean I don't have fleas?
I've got dreadlocks. There's shit growing in there. Red backs.
And so many different,
Show us your dreads.
different sayings.
Oh wait, there's
and-
actually a feather. It's actually
I know,
amazing.
they've got cool
The
little
warrior.
dingle things on them.
Oh my God.
Dingle thing.
There's a feather.
Dongles.
I want the dingles.
Like my jewelry.
Yeah.
But it is. It's so true. And just those words that you said yesterday, and also like you sent them to your daughter. Like,
Okay, good.
you know, I've like, you know.
I'm already trying to help them, my girls. You know, if they're having a particularly bad week, I will say to them, right, you're on lockdown this week. You're not allowed to say anything that is not nice or is horrible about anyone. As soon as I can hear it, I'm going to say you need to be quiet and think of something nice, and you've got to tell me 4 things that are really nice and that you really like, and it works.
Is that your team or your?
My kids.
Oh, your kids.
So you're making your kids
Accountable.
gratitude.
Accountable.
Okay, I love that. Like Chris is like, is that your team? Implement in
It's
your
the same thing applies to staff
Yeah.
members.
Staff members are like your children sometimes.
No gossip policies and for life.
No gossip.
Yeah.
I'm getting sweaty.
Like your family.
Oh, you want some more cold water?
I've moved out the way.
I think I'm done.
Hey, no, the tap's over here.
I don't want to turn it on.
Turn it. All right, turn it on. Are you serious?
Turn it on.
She's showing some leg now.
I've got a cramp. Make it
Hi, baby.
Let's not drop the phone.
We've got the flow. After this weekend, we've got the flow.
If you got a flow like that,
Okay, that's good. Oh man, are you up?
Yay! This has been the most random live stream and I think it's great. Alright, let's go. See you guys.
Toodles.
Come and hang out in the bath next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.